Hello, it's your boy Urban Hot, aka Amontes'TV, aka Urban Philosopher. And I decided that on this particular video I wanted to speak on going to the penitentiary for the first time as a young man. When I was 18. So before I actually get into that, I'm gonna give you the backstory on how, what led to that. Fire. Um, well, at the time, I was what you call it on the social services, going a lot of foster homes and stuff. And at first, they were sending me to your family first. They always give you a chance for your family to be a part of the situation. A lot of times, your family don't want to do with you when social service involved. But if they do take you in, you will get paid. And even during this time, I didn't know that. They give you like a little, they give some kind of check. I'm not sure how much it was, but it's enough for them to be able to maintain the situation. Where it won't really be hurting them. You know what I mean? So anyway, at the time I was in Lynchburg, Virginia, and I was in a place called the Presbyterian Home, and the Presbyterian Home was a place for teenagers, kids, and sometimes um, adolescents. You know, children. Under 5. It was a situation because a lot of times the kids that come there abuse a lot of times. There's some just got a bad home situation and need somewhere to be, and this place was like that place for that. So me coming from Virginia, Petersburg, Virginia, uh, I was on a little wild side. You know, I did not have trust in people. You know what I'm saying? It took me a minute to warm up to you. And those that know me would be like, nah, man, your personality, boom, boom. But during this time, I was just on some different stuff, and life was just so real. So when I go to this Presbyterian home, this became like my home, my family. Once I got used to the situation. But before then, I did have a lot of issues, very bad attitude, and during this period of time, I was working on that. In a way, the atmosphere pretty much kind of softened me up compared to the atmosphere I was at before. So, to move things fast forward, um, I had turned 18, and, and got caught up in a situation where I had to defend myself. You know what I mean? And and being in Lynchburg, Virginia, is like it's more white people than black people. You know what I'm saying? Probably triple. I would say. And in Petersburg is I don't know if it's more white or black, but it seemed like it's more black because everywhere I went was more dominated by black people, black folks. You know what I mean? And when I think about the schools in Petersburg, we got private schools and stuff. So, to be honest with you, I was wondering where the white people went to school at because we didn't see them that much. Probably most likely Colonial Heights. Have a lot of white folks, and probably Hopewell got maybe a mix of both. You know what I mean? Dinwiddie and Prince George, like the surrounding areas. You know what I mean? Even though I was, what I'm saying, I think I was probably raised in a penitentiary longer than I've been anywhere in Virginia because I was born in Richmond. You know what I mean? And lived a lot of my childhood in Petersburg. And later on, life went back to Richmond and lived for a little while also. So, especially when you're in the foster homes, but Lynchburg was like really a great difference between, where I was used to far as being from the Richmond area. But anyway, I get into my situation, which lead to me going to court, and I got 20 years. And then when you 18, 20 years sound like a long time, but being that I was under old law, in the old law in Virginia, you could get good time. And, they had it set up 30 for 30, 20 for 30, 10 for 30, and then, and 30 for 30 is what you wanted to get, you know. So, but before I even get into all that, so when the time came, and matter of fact, the day, June 28th, is the day that I caught that crime in 1993. It's funny, when I go back and try to look for it, I can't find this case nowhere. So anybody that know anything about old cases and how to find them, please send me something in a link in the comment below, please. I really want to research myself and see what I can find as far as old newspaper clippings, maybe videos, or when the situation happened. Because when that thing happened, I was in in a situation where it wasn't really hostile, but it could have been, you know. So, but anyway, I can remember getting arrested, man, and like I said, it was a nightmare, man. You know, to be real. Some people don't want to keep it real because some people be in and out of juvenile detention. So, maybe they was used to this. I had been in juvenile detention before, but not me a few days here and there. Because when I was coming up, the most I did far as getting in trouble was running away, and I did like to go to people's stores and take stuff. I was a young boy. I mean, this is right before in my area, people was what you call selling drugs or crack or whatever the situation was. And I had seen the hustlers doing that, but I was like under 10, going to stores, getting clothes, and I was selling them to them same, dealers, you know what I mean? Because I was more, I feel like musically inclined as far as hip hop and wanted to, be an entertainer on that level than really being in the streets. But I'm from the streets, I'm from them areas, so when you already from that, you don't look at it like everybody around you. So anyway, I can remember getting fingerprinted, and and it's like for a minute everything had slowed down. I was just seeing myself like, man, what did I get myself into? That was the thing. And then like I'm a youngin', smoking weed, drinking, so I'm not in my best shape that I should be for 18. And I'm about to go into this this jail, So when I go into jail, I was nervous, because I'm about to go in here with grown men, and with the exceptions of what stories that people tell you, I didn't know anything about jail penitentiary for real. I went to visit my uncles and stuff like that being a younger, but that's a difference than visiting the person and actually being a person that going to be visited. You know what I mean? So I went in there, I got fingerprinted, did a lot of, they did a lot of paperwork on me, put me in some kind of holding cell. I think the first night, and I'm thinking to myself, man, I can remember when I first went into what they call a pod, which was in the jail, which is basically like a room full of cells. And the way it was set up, on my side, it was like 1, 2, 3, maybe 4 cells, all made for one person though. Because some joints you go in there, it's 4, 5, 10 motherfuckers in a cell. You know what I mean? It's big, it's real crowded. But in this particular one, I was in a cell by myself, and then we had others, and we was all like on like our own little tier. Then across from us was something similar on the other side, and then in the middle it had the TV. And if you're in the wrong cell, you might can't even see the TV at all. So when you're in them situations, you want to get yourself closer to the TV. So at nighttime, when the TV's still on, you can still see it. So that was like part of your seniority being in there, whatever. So anyway, I can remember that first night in that cell. I seen the number that the judge was gonna give me beforehand. It's like I was trying to figure out what I needed to be able to, to heal myself mentally, or what I would need to become the person I wanted to be. Because I knew then I didn't want to be. I mean, they could have gave me life or anything. I didn't, that wasn't my state of mind. I knew that I wasn't gonna get life, and I knew that I would have another chance. So next I'm in there, and I remember when I got into almost my first situation, because you gotta think I'm I'm 18. I'm in there. I'm on the because the way they had that phone right in your little pot is a phone right at the edge of the of the situation. I don't know how to call it, on each side. So so being in one but a few people, the phone was never like a big deal. Somebody hogging it, but you got people that do that, but not in this situation. So, but me, I had a habit of getting on there, and me and my homeboy, and then I'm rapping, I'm writing my butt off, right? And I'm a young, so I'm not even thinking about nobody else. You know what I'm saying? I don't have the respect I supposed to. And I think that was one of the reasons why I was in my situation, because I needed to learn how to be a man and respect people around you, have awareness, and all these things that my mother couldn't teach me. Not saying she could not teach me, but you know, our situation, I guess, didn't put her in position to install this knowledge in me. You know what I'm saying? And then my father, like I said, he was doing his own thing. You know, he went with my mother, so you know, I looked up to him to a certain extent, but he was never around enough or made enough effort for me to, to really listen to him. You know what I mean? I did love him, but so I did something. Some guy that had, older guy, he probably was realistic, probably early 30s. Had been in there for a while. We were buffed and everything. He talking shit, and I'm talking shit to him. And but he was like, man, when the gate open, man, it's on. You know what I mean? And I was looking at him like, man, he talking. Well, she still was talking. You know what I mean? Because it never got too physical, but I could remember the old head next to me, and this dude was shot, man, and he was trying to give me game the whole time because he had been in the penitentiary. He had a twin brother. Both of them, you know what I'm saying, was vets. You know what I mean? He knew, he was coming back for his third time maybe. And during that time, you had a lot of people coming back, like a revolving door coming back, and for real, the parole board during that time, you was getting validated for anything. You know what I mean? It was really, the whole point was to keep you in there, and that's just really the truth. Some people don't believe that. Some people say, well, it's up to people who, they're not doing what they supposed to do there, and they're still doing this, and that's not true, man. It was guys, like myself, that once we learned, once we would realize what the situation was, we want to learn, want to become better and get out of here. And you had some people that just had different mentalities. They was trying to become better criminals, and I didn't want to be that dude. I didn't want to be that person. So I studied. I studied, but it seemed like once I had got in there, they had changed some things. But anyway, me and the dude never got into it, but I learned a lot from that situation. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't be pulling ass. You can't be, and you're not ready. Like me, I wasn't ready for that grown man. He probably would have beat the brakes off me if, you know, I didn't have some kind of, some people around me, the right people around me, or maybe it was God himself using other people to make sure I was protected, because I knew that I was looked on, and protected the whole time I was in the penitentiary. You know what I mean? But I just want to give you a real depiction of how I felt, how I was. I was young, I was nervous, I was all those things. And in time, when I learned how to adapt and I became better instantly, if you know what I mean. I already knew then that I shouldn't even be here, that I'm, being misguided. But really, I can say, see, I don't want to use the word misguided, because a lot of times those situations I really didn't want to be in, but I felt like I needed to do these situations to come out where I was coming from, because I didn't have nobody to show me the way out, except for listening to rappers rap. You know what I'm saying? Which what I end up doing, which I still do now, do music. You know what I mean? But if it wasn't for probably hip hop or something like that, that's where I learned a lot from. That's what made me want to go into researching it, grabbing different books, reading, through listening to rappers like Nas. You know what I mean? For one, Nas, Rakim, Cass One. I love different type rappers, but them are the ones that made me actually, you know what, man, you need to be a thinker. You know what I mean? And I always been a thinker though. I just didn't know how to utilize it or realize what it was that I had because you didn't have nobody around me to let me know this. And I ain't started getting that until I got to pay attention with these old heads that had these books and knowledge and shopping, different perspectives you not having thought about. You know what I mean? And that's when, you know. But I want to thank y'all for your time and I appreciate you listening to me. That was my experience. I'm sure some people had the same experience. Maybe it was a little more scarier. But if you have any questions, subscribe. Hit your boy up. Comment. You know, if you respond to me, I will respond to you. It is what it is. I'm a very down to earth person. I'm always willing to build. Hit your boy up. It's your boy Urban Hot, aka Amontes'TV, aka Urban Philosopher. Peace. I'm out.